literally Satan himself arose from the ground, and they're both like 40 feet high, and they just started fighting each other. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie, and today I am talking about pregnant nightmares. And no, I don't mean horrible things that happen during pregnancy. I literally mean nightmares that I have had during this pregnancy thus far. So first of all, I did a little bit of research because I had heard this thing my whole life that when you're pregnant you have these crazy nightmares, and it's usually dreams of your worst fears happening. So the research I came to find is that it's honestly just an increase in hormones that makes your brain do more while you sleep. That, and I've also read that you think you're having more dreams than normal, but you're actually just being pregnant for some reason, somehow or other, makes you remember dreams more, and that's why you seem to be having more dreams during pregnancy. I don't know how much of any of that I believe. All I know is that any really vivid dreams that I've had during this pregnancy, and I can truthfully say my fiance could vouch for me and a lot of my friends could vouch for me because it's just been me forever, I always have had vivid dreams. They might be good, they might be bad. But since being pregnant, the most vivid dreams I've had are horrible. Like these horrible things, and they really are like some of my worst fears, or even just random things. Like, I don't know, it makes no sense, but they were so vivid that I still recall exactly how they went. Some were like real short, and some were more like in depth. But either way, they were all just things that I would never want to actually happen. So I have a few here that I remembered more vividly than others that I've written down, so this won't be a super long video, but I just want to let you guys in on some of the dreams that I've had. So one of the first dreams I can remember having that really stuck out to me was I had a dream that I was at like a local block party in this part of whatever town in whatever state of America that I've never been to before in my life. And in the dream, Ray, my fiance, and I had gotten into a huge fight where we actually broke up. And instantaneously, I'm walking the streets of this town by myself, and I stumble upon this one block party that looked like a ton of fun. So of course I went to this fun block party. Well, Ray had just so happened to be at the very same block party. And Dreamland Stephanie is very much like real life Stephanie, clearly, because I am very spiteful, I'll admit it. It is something I need to work on, I know. But when something's done to me, I usually like to give back to the person tenfold. So in this dream, Ray broke up with me and I was pissed, and I end up at the same party that he was, and I end up meeting this guy. And needless to say, I kissed him, we held hands, we were snuggling and cuddling and walking the streets holding hands together, and Ray had to watch this happen the whole dream. So another dream I had, this was one of like the shorter ones, it really felt like it was like maybe 30 seconds, and then I woke up from it. And I had a dream that I was at this house that, ironically enough, looked like the house from the show Lizzie McGuire from Disney Channel, and there was just dogs everywhere, mostly little dogs, and I don't know if it was like a doggy birthday party or just like a bunch of my friends and I had dogs in this house, or I don't know what the case was. What I do know is that my dog Lucy was one of these dogs. I would go get her and show you guys her, but she is currently sleeping and she was just making a ton of noise when I was trying to record, so I'm not gonna go and wake her up. But anyone who knows me, and if you don't know me, here's a little insight. My dog Lucy, I got her a year after I had had a miscarriage, and it was not long after Ray and I moved into our first home together, and she, right off the bat, just became like my baby. She was that little, you know, cute little thing to love me, and has since then been completely spoiled rotten, and she really is like my baby. Like, I don't treat her like a pet. She is my baby. She is very, very important to me. So anyway, the importance of that in this dream was that Lucy had gone missing. Now, in the midst of this dream, there were these older females that were, I'd say older, they're probably like middle-aged, that all had like blonde, like 80s style hair, like it was almost something out of a Stepford Wives movie, coming in and out of this house and taking dogs at a time, or bringing dogs at a time. And I didn't see anyone take Lucy, but someone took Lucy, and I was panicking. So I run outside to find her, and I'm yelling and I'm running, I'm crying, and I end up going down this alleyway that had like cars parked along the alley, and all of a sudden I'm running, and as I'm passing each car to my left and right behind me are blowing up. like I'm running through this like crazy action scene in like a Fast and Furious or a Die Hard or something, I don't know, but I'm greatly upset that I cannot find my dog, and I'm trying not to be exploded by car bombs. And then I woke up. Really freaking strange. So one of the more vivid and crazy and longer dreams that I've had thus far was just a mix of different things that happened that I would never want to happen, obviously. So I don't remember how the dream started out, but I remember my mom and my oldest sister and myself were up in this like loft looking thing, but it almost looked like a finished attic, but a loft. And there was like a door to my right that was a bathroom, and there was the stairs to the left behind me, and in front of me was this the only piece of furniture in this room was this one little TV, and it was like a really old TV, and it was probably like literally that big. And I don't remember where the conversation was going or what the conversation even was, but my sister and my mom and I were talking about having to be positive. I kept saying to my mom, you have to be positive, you have to keep saying everything's okay. I said that, and then she said something in response along the lines of, but it won't be okay, or something like that. And as soon as she said that, everything around me turned black and white, and everything got completely silent for a split second. And then the door to my right that led to a bathroom shot open. My mom got dragged into the bathroom by nothing, and the door closed. And then my sister disappeared, and I'm looking at this TV, and there was some like happy-go-lucky black and white cartoon playing, but I'm crying at the same time that I was sucked into this TV show. And then it went from that, and it switched to me being outside of my car, and it was one of my old cars that I had owned a few years back. It was a 1996 Dodge Stratus in red. And my phone was in there, and I'm trying to call Ray because I'm telling him my mom's soul just got taken over by the devil. That's what was happening. So I go to my car and I pick up my phone, and I have text messages out the wazoo from him, but they're all pictures of him at this party with a bunch of other females. So I'm trying to call him, but he's not answering, and I'm sobbing because I'm thinking, holy shit, my mom's soul is being taken over by the devil. My fiance's cheating on me and being an asshole, and at a party while I'm like dealing with this otherworldly, horrible thing going on. So from there, I remember I went to go like run back into the house, and now the outside of the house actually looks like the house from the show Shameless that the Gallaghers live in, with the stairs on the side door, and I'm running up those stairs to the side door, and as I'm doing that, my mom jumps off the roof and turns into this huge being. I don't know what she was. It was a creature, but she was like a light blue color. And then as soon as she changed into that, literally Satan himself arose from the ground, and they're both like 40 feet high, and they just started fighting each other. It was literally like Jesus and Satan's battle in the Gallagher town, block, street, whatever going on. And I remember Ray pulling up in a car with the music blasting. He gets out and he's laughing, and then I woke up. And that was that dream. Talk about your scary, messed up, and I want to wake up and beat the shit out of my husband kind of thing. So one of my most recent dreams, and this one for some reason sat with me a little too long, and I still don't even like to think about it, was a dream of Ray cheating on me again, because obviously that's a fear of any person. They don't ever want to be heartbroken and have the person they love, be so disloyal to them. So I've had a lot of cheating dreams, needless to say. This one in particular, however, was a dream of Ray and I, a girlfriend of mine, and somebody else. I couldn't even tell you who it was at this point because that person wasn't the main focus of anything. We're sitting at this round table in this house. I don't know whose house it was. But I was still very much pregnant in this dream, and I was fearing that Ray was finding me unattractive because I'm pregnant and getting bigger and things of that nature. And we're all sitting at this round table playing a card game, and everyone's drinking obviously except for me. So Ray and my girlfriend, who in real life I've never met before, and they will be very soon, which was also kind of weird to think about, they're getting a little buzzed. They're sitting next to each other, and I'm sitting across from Ray. And Ray does something where his arm jerked and knocked over her beer, and now they're cracking up laughing, but as they're laughing, they're like getting very cozy, like she was hanging on his arm, and like their heads touch, and they're like, ah, ha, 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 it's so funny, like we're so drunk, and being really disrespectful in front of my wife, in front of everybody. But anyway, so that happens, and now like I'm getting pissed and I'm looking like, is this really happening right now? And then they like legitimately just started flirting in front of me. Like he kept like poking her with his elbow, like, and she'd get closer to him and make these little smirks and like giggle and all this shit, and I lost it. So I went up to Ray, I smacked him across the face, I pointed my finger at my girlfriend's face, and pretty much just said, go fuck yourself. And I looked at Ray and told him, you better not do anything to hurt me. You better stop this right now, and you better not do anything to hurt me. I'm carrying your son. Don't do this to me. And then I went to bed. As I went to bed, I hear more giggling, and I hear what kind of sounds like a rustling on the table. Now at this point, that other person that was at the table just vanished. Like I said, I don't know who he was, what he was doing there, but now he's no longer there. So I heard like rustling going on and giggling, and I got out of bed and I come out, and my girlfriend is straddling Ray on the chair in front of this table and making out with him. And I just fell on my knees and started bawling my eyes out. And then I woke up. And then of course, crying in my dream. I wake up and I'm crying. And then it was one of those too where like I woke up and it was like 3:30 in the morning, and I just happened to look to my right because that's where Ray sleeps, and I'm just like, you son of a bitch. Even though in reality he did nothing wrong. But that again was just one of those like, what, why? Like why do I have to have a dream like this? Because then I was just like pissed the whole day. And then on top of it, I'm thinking like, wow, like he's gonna meet this girlfriend of mine. And I love my friend. Like she would never do anything like that to me, but she is very pretty. She is very single. And the thought of it is just, ugh. Don't get me wrong. I just want to disclaim right now, I'm 100% fully trusting in the fact that Ray would never, ever, ever, ever cheat on me in his life or do anything to hurt me in that kind of way. So I'm not worried about it. It's just something that like you don't want to think about. So when you think about it, it's just like, ugh. So then the most recent and I could say worst nightmare that I've had in this pregnancy was actually the same night I had the dream that I was just explaining. And it was one of those where like I had that dream, I had to get up at like 1 o'clock in the morning to pee, of course. Then I went back to sleep and I had this dream. And this dream again was very quick and short, but it was probably the worst and scariest thing because I woke up the next morning. I woke up in the morning just in a complete panic, and I had to like check myself for a minute. So anyway, this dream was of me actually getting up and getting ready for work. It was one of those where I really felt like I was completely awake and conscious, and I was getting up and I was getting ready for work. And I got up and I went into the bathroom. And I closed the door, and there's a mirror on the back of the door, and I looked to the side in the mirror, and I thought to myself like, wow, like I look much smaller. Now, I am 31 weeks pregnant. I am rather large, obviously. So noticing that I was that small, I just like sucked my belly in just to see if I would see any roundness at all. And I still looked pregnant, but very, very little did I look pregnant. So then when I sucked in, my stomach went completely flat, and it was basically just like I woke up and I was no longer pregnant. And I immediately start panicking, and I ran back into the bedroom, and I'm trying to wake Ray up, and he wouldn't wake up, and I'm just sobbing on the bed. And then I woke up, and it was one of those again where I woke up still like frantic and upset, and I was crying. And then like the whole day was a day where I was just like, every time like I didn't feel him move, I was like, hello, like, are you awake in there? And I would like fidget around, try to get him to move, and obviously everything's fine, but it just like, holy shit. Like if there was one thing to scare me more than anything in the world right now, it would be obviously that worst case scenario. I don't even want to go ahead and say it out loud, but it was messed up. So those are the most vivid, scary dreams I can remember having at the moment thus far in this pregnancy. Like I said, really messed up for the most part. I've heard a lot of people that I know in their pregnancy when they had their nightmares, it really was. It was like things that almost like your worst fears, or things that like if they really happen, you wouldn't know how to react. So it's genuinely scary. Even if it's not like a horror film scary, it's something that you would just never ever want to happen. So leave me a comment below of any kind of dreams that you guys have had if you're pregnant, or when you were pregnant in your pregnancy. Were they bad? Were they good? Did you have a ton? You know, how'd they make you feel? All that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little story time basically that I had here. And please remember to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. You can also hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, and that will notify you every time I make a video if you are interested. I will also link below a ton of other videos that coincide with my pregnancy and this journey thus far. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.